On the ballot for Fort Worth voters, several major initiatives, including a $560 million bond package to support everything from transportation to parks to first responders. Here's a breakdown. $360 million will go for streets and mobility projects. $124 million will go to parks and recreation, including a rebuild of the historic Forest Park pool. $12.5 million for a new library in Northwest Fort Worth, $39 million for police and fire department facilities, with a new proposed headquarters for the Northwest Patrol Division, and $15 million for an open spaces program, which focuses on acquiring natural areas. The bond program is broken down into 5 propositions, so voters will weigh in on each of those proposals individually. Fort Worth Mayor Mattie recently sat down with our Jack Fink to talk about why the projects laid out in this bond are so important toward the city's future.
We're the fastest growing city in the country, which is hard to believe for many people that have grown up or lived here multiple generations for Fort Worthians. But with that comes an immense responsibility to just keep up with the infrastructure and needs to provide high quality city services. And so this bond is really about that. You mentioned 66% of the bond is on streets and pedestrian mobility. That's where it should be focused, with transportation needs across the entire city of Fort Worth. And then the other projects were really carefully selected capital projects across the city to make sure we're keeping up with the growth and the needs for all of community in Fort Worth.
City leaders also stressed that the bond package will not mean an increase in the property tax rate. That will be paid for with the sale of general obligation bonds. Fort Worth ISD parents, you can register your kids for the next school year starting today. Registration is opening early this year. Registration is required for your child to be enrolled. If you're registering for the first time, you will need your child's birth certificate, proof of address, and immunization record. And also, returning students can register with their SNAP code. Registration can be completed online.
The undoing of the federal mask mandate was abrupt and unexpected, catching the airline industry and flyers off guard. For those of you who may not want to fly without your fellow passengers masked up, some airlines are offering refunds or credits to accommodate some customers. United, American, and Delta all say they don't have an official policy, but you can call the customer service line for help on a case-by-case basis. In Denton County, the downtown Denton Transit Center returns to full service this morning. This means those lobby restrooms and vending areas will now be open. The center had been closed since the start of the pandemic in 2020. It partially reopened this January to allow ticket sales at customer service windows. DDTC reopens from 7 o'clock this morning until 6 this evening.